This city-scale project grew from a singular vision. One man's image for the future. The City of Arts and Science breaks human history and doesn't belong in our world. Some might say it's from a time long ago in a galaxy far, far away. Throughout human history, cities evolved over hundreds and thousands of years, designed and redesigned, shaped by kings, emperors, Caesars, pharaohs, and countless architects. This wasn't. This was imagined in a single moment, a singular vision for the future, shaped by one man, by Santiago Calatrava, an architect, engineer, and sculptor. Someone trained not just to design buildings, but to invent structure itself. But this architect's dream came at a price. What was meant to cost €300 million exploded to over $1 billion. Budgets were shattered, timelines slipped, controversy followed. Today I'm exploring this futuristic city, delving deep into its architecture, building by building to understand its magic and mistakes. From Hemisfèric to Agora, every line, every curve, every structural miracle reflects Calatrava's singular vision. Why then did the final piece in the puzzle require a different hand? To tell this architectural odyssey, we will rewind, beginning here in our first building, the Palau de las Arts Reina Sofía.
So we are in the main theater, la sala principal. In the middle, spectators can see 400 square meters. You are very lucky because it's open, normally it's closed. And we have exactly the same square meters inside. 400 on the right, 400 on the left, and 400 in the background.
Right.
And normally we use, during the performance, only the stereo floor, but we have a move platform in the middle, like an elevator. So we can prepare below, go up. Do you know Ferrari?
The 1961 Ferrari 250 GT California.
Do you know Ferrari?
Sí.
So Poltrona is the company that manufactures the seat of Ferrari cars. You can cuckoo. You can sit down if you want.
Let's try.
You can see these screens behind each one
Oh yeah.
for simultaneous translations. Normally you can choose with the black button your own language, because normally the opera is in Italian, French, and you can choose in Valencian, Spanish, English, depends. And these little dots, like diamonds, are to improve the sound too. It absorbs the sound like a person, and the sound is the same than the stage or the theater is empty or is full.
Cool. So cool. Yeah, it's beautiful. You can see all the formwork.
And are you an architect in Ireland?
I'm a digital nomad. You know this?
Yes.
Architect and YouTuber, you know?
Shy.
Huh?
You don't need.
You're shy.
But it's okay.
You don't need to be. You're very good.
So we are going to see the heads on the top.
Yeah.
Auditory. The building is symmetrical. We are in 75 meters high. We can see the arc that fills the building. And the arc only has 2 points of support. The first one in the entrance, in the gateway, enormous white point. And the second on the top, it's hidden. Then it's floating. And I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you have any idea about the shape of this building? It seems like something for you.
Like a shell?
Shell, okay, this is the popular idea of the architect, because Calatrava inspires in Greek Roman art, is that this building it's like a helmet.
Okay.
It's like
like
a helmet.
A Greek helmet?
this helmet that you can see on the film, 300.
Yeah.
And the white arc on the top is the feather. Is the red feather of this Spartan helmet.
Interesting.
This is the idea of the architect, but maybe people have different ideas. Normally, like something maritimal, but the idea of the architect is like a helmet.
It kind of reminds me of, you know, like a conquistador helmet.
The type of the helmet.
You know, like conquistador, like Spanish.
No, Roman. It's similar, but
Very cool.
we are on the top and we can see the head, the women and men.
Oh yeah, here we go. Gracias.
Another one.
Wow. Oh my god. This one's even better.
The capacity is very similar, 1,480, or it's more than the last one, of wood, because it's for music, without the screens, exactly the same company without the screen because it's only music, no text. And we can rent for another events like graduation of university, political meetings. In this case, we can open the white panels on the top,
Oh really?
and we can see the sun directly.
Wow.
We have a glass, we can open the glass, but also the wood. But
Cool.
it's difficult because it's manual. No automatic.
Oh really?
Yes, but we can do it if it's necessary for an important event. And
You
we
gonna do
are-
it for me?
Huh?
You gonna do it for
No.
me?
I don't know if I haven't seen never, but it's possible. I see photos.
Okay.
It's possible.
Sure.
And the glass panels are the same material that you can see between each seat. Murano glass, we can move together, it's one to improve the sound,
Yeah.
acoustic. And behind us, this mural of ceramic. It's the same material that you can see on the knobs, ceramic from Valencia. It's by Calatrava too. Calatrava is an architect, engineer, but also an artist. We can see how Calatrava inspires in Greek Roman art, the shape of the bodies, always the same colors. The name is Los Danzantes in Spanish, the dancers. And on the bottom right, above the door, can you see over there?
Did he paint them?
Yes.
Wow.
Is the signature of the architect, the artist, Calatrava,
Oh, and his handprint.
and a little white hand by his doctor, the
His-
doctor of Calatrava,
Okay.
Sofía, when she was 5 years old, helped his father
okay.
on this side.
Beautiful. You're so tiny.
Yes.
So you've been out most of the vlog is just like this.
We are going to see the last theater. Aula Magistral is the smallest one. It's only 1 minute.
Okay.
Was recording Star Wars on this.
In this corridor?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
No,
the
that's
last
cool.
one, the last film.
Ronnie, good job.
The smallest room, but we use every week.
Wow.
It's only one stage without orchestra pit because it's only for conference or whatever. And the name is Aula Magistral, exactly the same seats by Poltrona, by Ferrari. The same material, wood, exactly. It's like in auditory, big wood. It's a type of wood imported from Canada, all with wood of this building, to improve the sound and the direction too.
Interesting.
The capacity is 300.
It doesn't look like 300 seats, does it?
More or less?
Less.
Less.
Yeah. No?
380.
380? Interesting.
Normally we play films in this white coated screen.
Oh yeah? Just onto the concrete? Cool. I can see the film actually stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sat outside the Hemisfèric, which was actually the very first building constructed in the City of Art and Science back in 1998. So back when I was 1 year old, this thing was being constructed. And you can see this door here is obviously shut, and then this door here is open. And apparently this part here of the structure, it actually opens up on both sides. This is so cool, okay? So you can see these are the presses here that mean that this whole thing can just like slide open. And they can adjust that for heat, and they can also adjust it just for better ventilation to go through the space. I haven't seen that as of yet, but I'll try to get some photos of it to show you guys. Inside is a huge dome, and the whole principle of this building is that it's meant to look like an eyelid or an eyeball. And so you have obviously the iris inside, and I was just in there. It's super, super cool. It's an IMAX theater. I got to watch a movie on Leonardo da Vinci, but I'll be real with you, I don't know if it's the heat, which is like 41 degrees right now, or if it's all the like pain meds I'm on, but I'm so tired. And the seats were really comfy and I fell asleep for like most of it. So the parts I saw were good and interesting, but it's constantly evolving. Like they only show that one film once a day, and there's like dinosaur one, there's blah, blah, blah. I'll try to find a key that shows all of them. But yeah, basically you book your ticket, not on this side, but on the other side there's like a tunnel. I'll video it, and you go down the tunnel, you go through the entrance and then up into this dome. If you need any kind of like special assistance or anything, you can get that with elevators and whatnot. But if you don't take it, just so you know, like the steps are really steep in there. And with my leg at the moment, it's actually quite tough to climb the steps. I feel like I'm an old man, but yeah, it is what it is. I didn't record anything inside because like I said, I was just super groggy, and yeah, I did my best, guys. I did my best. I really enjoyed it, but next I'm gonna go into this building here. So I'm gonna go into the science building. Next, I'm going into the Andor Parliament. That's on Coruscant. You can see just up those steps. That's when our main man, Cassius, murdered that driver guy.
We found her! Who are you?
If you know, you know. That has to be the coolest thing. These are some of his actual notebooks. This is a type of bridge that he designed for the army. And basically the thing with this is that it doesn't require any rope or screws or bolts or anything to build it. So it's meant to be really easy in the thick of it to make. And then also the way that the forces work from the structure is that the more force that's applied onto it, the stronger it actually gets. I don't think those kids are going to be able to make one though. So I've just finished the immersive room, and basically you get to like fly around Venice on like a virtual reality thingy here. You get to flap like a bird and soar and dive. It's very fun. It was only like $3.50. I've made it inside the Museu de las Ciencias Príncipe Felipe. That is the worst pronunciation that you will ever get. But basically, I'm in the Museum of Science, and it is gorgeous in here. You can see it's divided into the ground floor, first floor, second floor, and third floor. At the moment, they have a lot of space stuff on the top floor. They have kind of like an intermittent floor that didn't really have anything on it of any note. And then there's the Leonardo da Vinci floor, and the ground is basically just like reception and getting tickets and a cafe and all this kind of stuff. Basically, the entire way through this park, you have water surrounding the buildings. And this is largely due to cool down effect that it has on the buildings, because we have a lot of glass, as you can see here. And in Spain, obviously it gets incredibly hot, but the reflection from the water helps to cool down the building kind of naturally, rather than having like a really harsh beam the entire way in. And it's also broken. You can see more so on the southern side. The curtain wall glassing has a lot more steel in it than the other side. You can see these pillars here that are housing things such as the elevators. These are the main 5 structural elements throughout the building, and they branch up and connect out to the structure at the top. So they act as your main structural grid that all of these kind of shelves sit on. And this wall here actually has expansion joints, which I found really interesting. The wall itself, it almost like expands and contracts with the heat throughout the day, and it makes the structure almost like alive in a way, which is super interesting, because the whole premise for this building is that it almost looks like a whale carcass in a way, you know, with like the ribs and the spine as if it's been cut down in half. So I love that the way Calatrava does his architecture is he starts off almost like sculpturally with his sketches. He then goes into the architecture of the brief and the requirements and how the building can adapt and change. And not at all as an afterthought, very much in like almost like a Venn diagram, is the third element is the engineering. And so the architecture and the structure and the sculptural forms, they all tie together, and it's just beautiful. I mean, you have no better example is these trees. Yeah, they are sculptural beyond belief. They are architectural. They have function and circulation and movement patterns, and then they're engineering. I mean, they hold up everything. So just as a precedent for his work, this is incredible. I mean, it's really, really beautiful in here. It is the center piece of Ciudad de las Artes y las Ciencias. Oh, bro, I'm so bad at it, but my Spanish is coming along. I tried to go to the movies yesterday, and I practiced the lines so much because I wanted to go see the new Brad Pitt F1 movie. Basically, I tried to order tickets. I don't know what happened, but when the trailers ended, I was watching Jurassic Park. So that's definitely my bad for not understanding. But yeah, anyways, I'm trying to learn some Spanish, but I'm finding it incredibly difficult. No bueno.
And here's La Umbracella. Calm and leafy by day, chaotic and pulsing by night. Sadly, the footage of my night out here didn't survive, which is probably for the best. So let's quickly move on to...
Not this little building here, but this monstrosity right behind me. La Agora. The Agora is a term that comes from ancient Greek, and it was actually the title of my thesis, so I should know an awful lot about it. An agora in ancient Greece was basically this sort of cobblepot, melting pot of everything in Greek society, where it was typically a central plaza or courtyard, and people would come here to discuss philosophy or have markets or have trials for people who'd done murder or anything like this. And if you were accused, you weren't allowed in. And it was basically just like a public forum where ideas and cultures and sports activities could all come and happen in this one central space. So the agora that you see behind me is obviously Santiago Calatrava's interpretation of what a modern agora might hold. And initially it did actually hold athletic events. It held tennis, I believe, when it opened up in 2009. And it kind of went through a period of, it wasn't sure what it was. I mean, it's a very beautiful looking structure. It's very striking. It's reminiscent of almost a shell in the sense that it's some sort of sea creature shell, but there's nothing within it. And for the longest time, it went through a period where it was actually empty, and it was a failure of a project because no one knew really what to do with it. That was until the Lexia Forum Foundation basically came in and inhabited it. And they've been in there since 2018, I believe, or they started renovations and then it opened up in 2022. So the Lexia Forum, if you don't know, is, I mean, you'll find them all over Spain. There's a very good one by Herzog and de Moron in Madrid that I visited a couple of years ago. I did a report on that. That was a beautiful industrial building, and they retrofitted and they had a big green living wall beside it in front of a plaza. Anyways, that's I've gone way off track on that. But today we're talking about the Agora. I'm going to be going in there in about half an hour, I think. There's another show starting, and there's a magic show. So you can see it is this kind of hobblepot collection of just like random things that goes on in here. And it's basically just this hobblepot of different ideas, and there's exhibitions there was an exhibition from the British Museum with ancient Egyptian things when it opened. So it's had a huge life, and for all of my Irish fans, you might be wondering, that bridge looks really familiar. So this is LO Bridge or whatever, but it's obviously a Calatrava bridge, and it will be recognizable because it looks more or less exactly like the Samuel Beckett Bridge in Dublin, which was also, as you would imagine, designed by Calatrava. So I didn't really realize that until I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, that is, of course that is, you know? But the Samuel Beckett Bridge is better because the Samuel Beckett Bridge opens, and this one, that one's just stuck like that, which is less interesting, and it's not in the shape of a harp. So yeah. All right, without getting into anything else, I think we should just go inside and explore and see if this magic show is any good. There is one thing I will say, I did read up on some of the issues of the building before I came here, and they are immediately apparent. I mean, we have one of the magic shows is going on over there, and the acoustics, they're not really great. This rib system, whatever way it is, it just doesn't lend itself to great acoustics. And also the HVAC system, or the heat recovery system, also not ideal. I mean, it is nearly 40 degrees in Valencia these days, and you can see behind me, they have like fans everywhere to try to keep this place cool. And I'm sweating like buckets, so I know for a fact it is not working. Further to my point about the acoustics, you can see on the roof of this auditorium, I presume that's what that says, is these boxes. So they're cardboard boxes, and what they're doing is the sound that's being echoed or reflected in this kind of corner is being bounced down, and then they're trying to dampen the sound. So it's interesting. You can see all the fire extinguishers on top of it because those little boxes, they're just cardboard, which is a really good sound insulator, but obviously very flammable. Like I said earlier, the Caccia Forum is what now inhabits this Agora, and I should give credit where credit's due, that was designed by Cloud9, led by Enrique Perez-Luis, and you see all of these organic dome structures that are populating this space. Those are all his style, which are very kind of modern technologically, but more natural in their forms and their shapes. It's very much his style. If you look at any of his other projects, they all look very organic and like they've almost like grown out of the surroundings. And that's a very hard thing to do when you're in a space like this. I mean, it feels like we're almost inside a whale or some sort of animal that's, the insides have been just kind of hollowed out, and you have to wonder, like, what do you put in here? So having someone with such an organic style was definitely the right way to go. And I think it works really, really well in space. Even the materiality contrast you can see between like the grass and the foliage and the timber that you see everywhere is just so starkly contrasted with the raw materials and the structural supports that go all over the place. It's really beautiful. Okay, now my show is really about to start, so I'm gonna go try find it. Looks like we're going into the whale's mouth. They were super good. Super, super good. And I'm wrecked, so I'm going to bed now. I'm now in Oceanogràfic, which is the very last of all of the buildings that I'm going to see in this beautiful, beautiful city. And it's actually the only one I'm aware of that wasn't designed by Calatrava himself. It was actually done by a man called Félix Candelo. And when I say it was done by him, the design was initially done by him. But unfortunately, he died in 1997. Which was 6 years before it actually opened and was complete in 2003. That being said, he was the architect for the site and all of the different buildings, but his structural engineer, Alberto Domingo, was the one who actually had to take on the project and see it through to completion. And that should be said that although I've been talking about how amazing Santiago Calatrava is throughout this entire time, and he is the engineer, he also had a team of engineers that helped him with them. So I don't want to alienate the engineers in such a beautifully engineered landscape. But if I was to look at, all of the beautiful buildings around here, the showstopper, I suppose, or the main ones are the entranceway and then this central submerged restaurant that you can see all the fishes around. I'm really excited to see that soon. But this entranceway, what makes it obviously beyond beautiful is the hyperbolic paraboloids that you see forming the entrance. And what's interesting about the shape is that there's no columns and it's just this beautiful thin 30 centimeter sheet of concrete that just lightly envelops the glass. It's beautiful. It's so amazing.
In my first architect's vlog for Valencia, I spoke about the city's historic architecture and tragic past. Here I have attempted to highlight the other aspects of Valencian culture, that of hope, rebirth, and its vision for humanity's future. The City of Arts and Science is a declaration, a city betting on the future through a single radical vision. And that gamble came with consequences. What began as a 300 million project ballooned past 1 billion. Buildings opened unfinished, maintenance costs spiraled. The Valencian government sued Calatrava over defects and paid him millions in fees for residential towers that were never built. But in a time where architecture is increasingly cautious, value engineered, and afraid to fail, places like this remind us what happens when ambition is taken seriously enough to build. This is the kind of space that could be rediscovered 1,000 years from now, and we would only imagine the civilization that created it. I believe architecture needs more conviction like this. Not replicas, but singular visions for the future, even if they come with risk. If you've enjoyed this video, I already have a full catalogue of architecture vlogs from cities all around the world. And in the next one, I'm heading up north to Barcelona, where I'll explore another extraordinary Spanish architect's vision for the future, through the works of Antoni Gaudí.